Wow. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Out on the roads of Phuket, Thailand. And yeah, walking down a bit further, we're kind of really in it. It's so weird being Westerners, trapped here in the East, and experiencing like that little sort of transition, that sort of merge.
Even just the transition between Bangkok and Phuket.
Oh yeah, massive. Honestly, how much the gaming scene, like, since we've been away, that's been the most overwhelming thing we've noticed, hasn't it? Is that there's this massive like shifting jigsaw of companies, this Embracer group. In fact, I'm going to cover those straight away because we could not believe it. I was like gobsmacked.
But the amount they've spent and
the amount that they've spent. Honestly, like you look at the acquisitions list. Obviously, this being relevant because they've gone and they've got Deus Ex, Hitman now, Tomb Raider, Eidos Montreal, Dynamics. Square Enix have sold that, and it was only for like a pitiful 300 million. I say pitiful because when I look at some of the other purchases that they've been doing, was Saber Interactive, which, I mean, damn, that was like a 530 mil buy. So that was Halo Remaster, World War Z, Crisis games, which I've never played.
Yeah, I played.
What even are those?
They're a first-person shooter, but they were done by Crytek.
This music.
But they did really well. But sorted well. But they've been remastered recently.
Yeah.
By Saber Interactive, so now obviously.
So now they've gone and nabbed those as well. The massive Gearbox buy.
Yeah.
That was a 1.3 billion. Now, I'm not exactly sure which Gearbox games they're getting a hold of. I think it was more the Quebec, the Canada studio, but still.
Which I think did the new Borderlands stuff, but I haven't really followed Borderlands in a while.
So Borderlands could be under their belt now, potentially.
The Alien games.
Yeah.
Duke
Nukem.
Yeah.
Easy Brain for 640 million, Aspire for 450 million. Oh, the really huge one that just happened a few days ago. They've gone and bought Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that was a big one.
It was massive. I think it was like 780 million buy-up. So they've got that. They've got the Hobbit IP now. I mean, we're massive Lord of the Rings fans. To know that they've now got a hold of them, although it is just that, obviously still like the Tolkien stuff is still under Tolkien, which, in terms of games I'm really excited for, besides the remake and F-16, the best looking game coming out, by far, the Gollum game. Have you seen the visual splendor of the Gollum game? Holy shit.
No, the one I'm most excited for is Return to Moria, the Minecraft rip-off they're doing where you play as dwarves in Moria.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah? Oh yeah, so they're like the Umbrella Academy, they've got like a big multimedia via Dark Horse Media, so that's like Hellboy, Sin City, 300. I watched that on the flight over here. I fucking love that film, man. I skipped past the starting bit, just a bit with the fights. We'll fight in the shade. Oh man, I love that film. Right, here we go, we're getting onto like the main juicy strip of Phuket. We're right near a place called Bangalore Road. Sure, do we go down there to Bangalore?
That's the way we went, wasn't it?
Yeah, let's try to cross this crazy ass road. Go. Hey. Yeah, so this article was kind of describing how after the really big Bethesda buy-up by Microsoft, which took a lot of like great Western RPGs and made them Xbox exclusive. This could be, with Square Enix going more back to its roots and recognizing they need to focus on their Japanese projects, which David Gibson did a really good tweet, kind of laying out Square Enix's business model right now and how much it is focusing in on their Japanese titles and ditching the West. If Sony gets in on that, it could kind of make the identity shift, like Sony going back to kind of being that Japanese console. And I think it would do wonders. I really do. Sure. I really think it would work out nicely. But yeah, Square Enix's business plan, so they did the restructuring. Like this was all starting probably about a couple of years back, where they sort of reduced and compressed the divisions. And they even had the idea then that they really need to like focus their resources. I want to read these out because they're really juicy little details. Let's go find somewhere to sit.
Yeah.
Should go find little brewski. Oh yeah, that's looking cool. How vibrant. It's popping up. I say vibrant, it's actually kind of dead here. Came to Phuket about 2 and a bit years ago.
Oh, you said it was manic last time.
Oh, it was absolutely insane. Well, I don't know if it's, we were chatting to some locals, like COVID is, done a big number. So it's just sort of coming back, just sort of starting to get the energy back. Wow, we will get through this video. We will talk all the things Square. This club, this is the most famous one. It's the Tiger Club. And also over here, it's a big place called Illusion. Absolutely blasted in that place a couple of years ago. Absolutely schwazzled off my nozzle. They do like these shots in like, what are they called? Syringes.
Oh yeah,
Syringe
yeah,
shots. You just fucking pings you out of the galaxy. Where should we go sit? Where should we go sit?
Let's go and hit on the beach, I think.
Go to the beach?
Yeah, let's hit the beach up.
Go to the beach?
Fucking man.
It's my spare pair. It's my spare pair. I broke my real pair. Whoa.
I'll show you this one. This one, the brand name, this is Oakley, man. It's a whole broke.
Okay.
Look, that's fine. Sorry, show you 1 minute.
Ah, okay. How am I looking?
Yeah.
Pretty good actually.
Do that?
I'll show you. You can see the fishing
I can.
in Nasi.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's a pole ride. They give you
What does that mean?
Yeah, I'll show you this one. You look nothing, but you see in the fishing.
Oh yeah.
See, yeah, it's a pole
Yeah,
ride.
yeah.
What does seeing the fish mean?
Yeah, this
Your
one.
best friend price. What? Bruh.
How much you people?
Nah.
Never took this one.
Woo.
Okay, good luck. Good for you.
Still
good for
25 quid.
Oh,
It's a
man, where
lot.
you from?
UK.
UK,
But
cheaper,
I'm a
man.
poor man. I'm a poor man.
Same me, man.
I'm a poor man too.
I
We're both poor.
I never work sale, man.
I'm a peasant.
Yeah, I bought sale, man.
I'm literally called
Okay,
peasant.
you give me for lucky. How much you give me?
Let's say I could push you up to 600-700.
Okay.
Yeah, we good, my friend.
okay.
Yeah, nice. Okay,
Thank you, brother.
I like your pitch. Nice.
Have a good day.
Take it easy, man.
Thank you, man.
Ciao. That dude's sales pitch was on fleek.
They do look good on you, to be fair.
Yeah,
Not gonna
they look
lie.
all right. It's been the main ditch in the news since we've been away, right?
Yeah.
Other than that, it also kind of feels, nah, we're all good. It's going to be crazy down on the beach.
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, because even though there's a lot of exciting stuff coming out, it does feel like since we've been away, we haven't missed much.
No,
It has
obviously-
felt like a bit of a graveyard shift
Yeah.
on the gaming front. Things are either coming out, not ready to start showing us details.
Obviously, Gamescom's happened since we've been away, but we haven't been able to
Oh
watch
yeah,
that.
Gamescom I think happened last night. Did it? So
Yeah,
like
I think
10
the
minutes
first day.
more of Forspoken. Fun. We might come back. Yeah, we'll give it a look. How much? How much is it?
2 kilometers, I give you good price, my
3.
friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna
You
go
come
get
back.
some food, but
Yeah,
we'll come back.
I give for you good
Yes,
price, my
boss.
friend.
Woo! Oh my God. Yeah, should we give that a go at some point?
At
I
some-
think maybe we should. I think I'd rather get a jet ski, to be honest.
You reckon?
A little jet ski around. Not just yet.
Yeah.
I'm so hungry. Need some food. It seemed like a really good idea to record this down the beach.
It did,
But
and then it's just like,
we will chonk through it because David Gibson's brilliant encapsulation of Square Enix's plans. So, rising development costs of making games with 100% owned studios means that they need to be selective and concentrate resources, which limits expansion. And it kind of goes hand in hand with what Yoshi said. Yeah, in his interview where he says the series is struggling to adapt, Yoshi put, we're now at the point where we receive a wide variety of requests regarding the direction of our game design. To be honest, it'd be impossible to satisfy all those requests with a single title. Thank you. Fuck, it's so obvious, isn't it?
yeah.
We've been chatting about how there seems to be this idea that you need to try to capture both sides of the aisle, the casual gamer and the hardcore fan. You need
Yeah.
to try to capture the fans of JRPGs, but then also make the stories simplistic, not too convoluted, and more of a gameplay experience.
Yeah.
Why? And I get trying to capture both the aisles, like seems like business savvy. And I feel like that's been what's been the predominant theme of games of lately, is you can feel that their conception is more born around a bunch of people who got in an office, sat around and was like,
How can they make money?
how can we make money
With
on
the
this?
short attention span of gamers at the moment.
Yeah,
like,
what will get us multi-million pounds worth of sales, multi-million sales? And the funny thing with that is their strategies have worked. That's what kind of put the fear of
Yeah.
God into me. 15, A New Empire, made boats loads of money. It sold something crazy. I think it got like 20 million downloads.
Is that from? I'm guessing a lot of that came from Japan as well. Surely, like with their mobile.
Oh, mate,
market.
that came from everywhere. 15's release format, sort of episodic and whatnot, even got that up to 10 million sales in the end. The strategy works because 15 did make money. But I think what companies begin to realise, what kind of needs to go hand in hand with that is a good reputation.
Yeah.
And that neither of these things exist in a vacuum. It is a business venture. It's got to make money. It's got to pay the bills. And when those bills are extortionately high,
Yeah.
the business practices have to kind of grow alongside that. That's why for the longest time I've just been wanting way more mid-range products, way less investment. Where was that like Yoshi quote? He kind of nailed it. It's going to be impossible to satisfy everyone with one title. So my current impression is that all we can really do is create multiple games. Yes. And continue creating the best that we can at any given time. This is why Square have put into place Phase 2.
Phase 2.
Phase 2. That's what we're shifting into. Now, Phase 2, basic tenets of it are, to make it work, they have to be flexible with capital structure. Some studios will remain 100%, while others will change. This could be also part of what if Sony are buying, because you've got like equity method or JV, and I don't know what JV means, but these will be all the complex intricacies of what buy-ups and collaborations, mergers can happen. And that's kind of also going hand in hand with all the other intricacies that we're seeing in the business model now. What were we seeing at Square really focusing in on?
They wanted to refocus in on blockchain technology,
Yeah,
AI,
blockchain technology and AI.
cloud as well, cloud technology. So
And cloud technology. They could be really fruitful endeavors, but at the same time, if they haven't got the player's experience at the center of it, something like that, NFT, that freaking Square Enix.
yeah. That's the issue with NFTs is there's not enough good press about it. Like people
That Square
think
Enix
of NFTs
NFT.
and be like, oh, no, I don't want to touch that.
Yeah, and to do it with a OG FF7 cloud figurine, come on, how tone deaf can you be? There's a way to basically do business practices morally and immorally. And even though NFTs, I would say, are just out and out immoral, they are trying to do it with Engine, which does have and is one of the best NFT blockchain or projects in terms of reducing carbon footprint, and that is going to be try to be carbon neutral. I think it was by 2030. And whether that's something that Square actually cares about, it's always scary what they're just trying to slip through the front door.
Yeah.
And that once you sort of accept it once, or give away concessions to, or say, oh, well, it's not really that bad, there's always that underlying fear that it's then going to become something systemic.
It's also interesting that they've sold off these Western studios and they've now already decided they're setting up another studio in Canada, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, Studio Anoma.
Studio Unknown.
So, yeah, this is up in Quebec, Canada. And, yeah, this is focusing more on merchandising, getting a foothold for an extra merchandising shove.
So that's one thing.
Which, I mean, there's a good way to do that and a bad way to do that as well. What you were saying about Capcom earlier?
Oh, yeah, Capcom. What was I saying about Capcom earlier? Yeah.
Or was it Konami with the pachinkos?
Oh, Konami, that's the one. Yeah, they've definitely
Konami.
gone downhill in my opinion. Like they've sold off. They got rid of Hideo Kojima, so they've lost the MGS. Well, they haven't lost the MGS series. Actually, they've retained it.
Yeah.
But they've just
Let
done.
me give that a hold.
Yeah, Konami have now just sort of gone into like more merchandise of like pachinko machines in Japan.
Yeah.
So, as I was saying to you earlier, like the MGS3 remake cutscenes, should I say, are only available on pachinko machines. It's like
Only available on pachinko machines.
yeah.
Oh my god.
But then you've got companies like Capcom, who I feel have turned it around in the last few years. Like they brought out a new Devil May Cry, which was really, really good.
Yeah.
The new Street Fighter actually looks pretty good. Like I wasn't too keen on the last one.
Yeah.
And the Resident Evil games are doing
Oh,
so
the
well.
Resident
at the
Evil
moment.
games have been smashing.
Really well. Like,
Yeah.
So I think companies can turn it around, and we just have to wait and see where Square's going to.
Square's going to
Take
land
this,
with it,
like-
which, you know, I harped on it in the last video, but yeah, for me, Forspoken is really going to be the decider. If Square can ever produce anything decent in terms of a Western game. And kind of what's happened even recently, I even just got reached out for the first time. I've been on YouTube for, what, 4 or 5 years? Yeah, trying to control the gimbal is absolute hell.
Yeah, it's not easy to do.
It's burning my forearms. I'll tell you. I've been doing Farfight's YouTube 4 or 5 years. It was only as of a few days ago I had the first experience of being reached out by a senior, what's that? Senior social media influencer manager. Messaged me, can't really say what it was about. In all these years, I've never had it, and you would not have that with any Western studios. They would always have that foothold with their content creators.
Yeah.
I remember back in the day, me and FF Union being at like a meal, and we were saying, it's crazy. Any other like developer would have reached out to us by now. This is back in the day when it was just like us, FF Union, Dean, Alisson, maybe a little bit of Pro Jared before he got cancelled and then uncancelled. Now there's so many like new YouTubers on the scene. Dope Ones, Sleep Easy, Night Sky Prince, my boy Schrodinger's. Hello Schrodinger's, you old muck. And to see that they're sort of fanning out and speaking to us, so it's not like they're done with the West. It's not as black and white as the East and the West are separating up.
Yeah. Do you think it's a natural sort of thing? That is it because they didn't want the values of like Western and Japanese cultures are slightly different, and what even for example people swearing on their YouTube channels and on their games, the Japanese, do they want to see that on there? Like, do they want it to be a bit more?
I honestly don't think it's that. I honestly think that they just really didn't have a clue, or that the Western division weren't given enough leeway to like release and interact with their the fans culturally.
Yeah.
In a way, that's the West. And the best example of that is when 15 was coming out. I remember how much hype Square Enix North America team had, because they had been allowed to develop their own cover of 15. Oh my God, their own cover, huge, and hold their own events and like advertising for 15, and it was a shit show. It was a shit show. The cover, they put Knights of the Round from 7, and then Kishimoto was, oh yeah, I did that just to troll the fans. We had those terrible, terrible events. Jennifer McDurpington, like the pre-release nights where you just really cringy, awkward, like release events. You could tell everyone had been having a tipple. The only guy I enjoyed was the translator back in those days. And then they've got like, what's his face? Who's the EDM dude? That's it, Afrojack. Let's get Afrojack in. Drop some EDM beats. This is what the West want. This was like, it was terrible. I just really feel like either the team weren't established enough, they didn't have enough creative control.
Yeah.
And that disconnect was so palpable back with 15. Knowing what the fans and the audience were about, they also did a lot of great stuff. Like FF15 Uncovered, greatest gaming event that's ever happened.
Didn't watch that actually.
Getting older, what's her name? Lena Headley and Jessie, bitch, what's her name? Bitch, Breaking Bad, bitch.
Oh, oh God.
Whoa!
Sorry, man.
Let me jump, that's all good, bro. Aaron Paul. For some reason, that jump scare just brought it straight back. Aaron Paul. Yeah, like they got him out. What a banging event that was. It was so sweet.
I didn't feel like, from playing the game myself, not even being a proper Final Fantasy fan, I still feel like there's some stuff they should have touched on more in that to connect the movie and the games together.
Right. And what you're picking out there is the Kingsglaive movie was just Versus 13, made into a movie, where Noctis was escaping the city, the siege on Insomnia, the first arrival of Ardyn, all of that. Yeah, it was Versus. And you could argue Kingsglaive only existed because Square decided, no, we need to make this bigger, AAA, open world, competitive with the West.
Yeah.
And because of that, we need to change the story, water it down, disconnect it from the Fabula Nova Crystallis universe, because that's too complex, convoluted. And Kingsglaive literally exists because of that. It's crazy to me that and Forspoken, they literally exist as kind of byproducts of this like shift, the shift between East and West.
Yeah, it's just these attempts just to see if it works or not. And
Yeah, it works or not. And I think we've got the answer. I think with Marvel stuff losing 300 million and some of the reputation hits that clearly, from what Yoshida's saying, everyone at Square Enix knows, they know. And I feel like a lot of developers, over the last 5 years, we had this kind of like decision-making point where they had to try to find their identity, as well as making money, but the identity side was so lost in this vacuum of trying to make money that's why so many have just gone back to, it felt like all we were going to be seeing for the next decade was remakes and remasters. Just old series just coming back, being Crash and Spyro and Resi's and 7 Remake. It's like, shit, we don't really know what we're doing. Fuck, let's go back there.
yeah, that made money.
Yeah, it's pretty good, bringing those games out and trying to do them in a new business model, but it's slowly moving towards, hopefully, the perfect spot. It's made me kind of feel really optimistic, and that's moving in the right direction. But yeah, finishing David's Phase 2 details. So the biggest impact of Phase 2 is going to be on the EU and US studios surrounding large titles. And the impact will be because the changes will be able to allocate resources mainly to Japan titles. Square Enix is looking to sell stakes in its studios to others, so this is the West going off and potentially even the Sony thing, to improve capital efficiency. Right when others like Sony are buyers, David expects that Sony, Tencent, Nexon, etc. would be interested.
Okay.
And the
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
What we do,
This
what
guy.
we talking. This one YouTuber. No?
We're talking
YouTube, yeah.
Final Fantasy. Do you know Final Fantasy?
You big superstar.
I'm a big superstar.
Yeah.
2 million subscribers.
You WhatsApp from me like you GM another guy now.
Yeah. Oh, really?
I am sad.
Ah, I'm sorry for that, man.
Don't worry.
It hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Little bit, but not much.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's okay.
But now you're just out here on the beach, you're chilling.
Oh, no. More than 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
More than 10 years.
Since you've seen your son. Wow.
But it's
So are you a bit nervous or?
I don't know too also, but it's I waiting him coming here.
Before we go to Malaysia?
Wow.
Yeah. And then we go to Japan? Yeah. No. We don't like Japan.
No,
What? Why? What's wrong with Japan?
Japan, like you know, that is fucking cold, you know. Have a lot of snow.
Yeah.
Not same. Nearly from here, you know, it's 2 more months. Oh. Holy sun, holy sun.
Yeah, the weird thing about Square Enix looking to, quote unquote, sell off these divisions and focus on their capitalization is it's kind of not out of necessity because they are rolling in money.
Yeah.
Square Enix have had the biggest fiscal quarters in history. It's actually in the company's history. I think he actually said how much it was. Yeah, the post-CDE sale for the company will have a 1.4 billion cash flow with 0 debt. Woohoo!
0
Which is plenty, more than plenty to fund expanded game investment and not sell down its stakes in the studio. And all of that has done a tremendous amount to boost stock price in the short term, plus 9% today. That was back on the 5th of August. Extraordinary decisions by business management at Square Enix. This is actually how I knew that FF16 was happening. I released the video. The rumors weren't even out at that point. And I was looking at how much they made. I was like, they have got a wonka chonk of money that they could do something big with. And that the Square Enix over the period of FF15, which was very thin on the ground, very indecisive, totally lost in terms of its identity, what it wanted to make, who they even thought their audience were. Like, it was such a lost period, and in terms of who they were giving projects to. And now here we are. A few years later, post-COVID, and we got Kingdom Hearts 3 not only came, and even that took freaking forever, but now Kingdom Hearts 4 getting announced straight off the bat. Like 7 remake, we've got 16 coming through, 14 getting expansion after expansion, just absolutely crushing it. It's good times. It is good times. I think this last period has kind of given more direction on what it is that creates the good times, what it is that is jeopardizing the company. They're making the business decisions, they're moving the pieces into the places, and they're putting people in charge, like our Nomura's, our Katases, our Yoshi P's, right? And I think that's it. Forgive how choppy these vids are. We're just getting used to being in the flow of things. I mean, we've run out of beach at this point.
Yeah, I didn't realise we've been walking for so long.
Man, we've just been waffling and running out of beach. So yeah, Square Enix, Western Studios were a train wreck in slow motion. Square Enix's fears of the Western Studios cannibalizing their own selves. Yoshi P recognizing that there's such a variety, even amongst Final Fantasy fans, of what we want. So that's the other thing, it's not even about necessarily just West and East. Even among the Final Fantasy fans, there is no common agreement at this point on where the hell the series should go. I've seen people having back and forth arguments, even just in turn-based and command-based combat, whether it works, whether it doesn't work, what a Final Fantasy even is, what its tonality should be. I mean, even amongst hardcore fans, there is no consensus. And I think Yoshi's answer, which is do it all with multiple games. Let's go. And for me, just if Type Next can become a thing, if 10.3, like 10.3, honestly, I still believe it's happening, it is coming. Seems really doubtful, and a lot of people are like, I don't want it, don't ruin 10.3. But I did do a series of vids, maybe I'll do them again. So why 10.3 could actually be really freaking dope. Some more things in the tactics universe. I know we've had a few new tactics releases, but really go for them, because that's the other really exciting thing, is that lineage of Evilise directors all coming back together, like the original Dream Team from like Vagrants and the old Tactic games, and 12. They're the ones who are working on 16, so I think we could see so many mid-range games. Do some of them RTSC. FF9 remake, I saw there was rumours flitting and jittering about that could be happening. Should we head up here, bro? Go get some food. Anyway, I don't even know if any of that makes for a video.
I hope it does.
I'm not really. Yeah, we'll find out. I mean, we've almost died 3-4 times trying to make it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. If anything, I need you guys to catch me up. What the hell's been happening? What's been the story? What's been the nuances and details? Well, your feeling and vibe of where the franchise is headed, what Square Enix intentions are with all these changes, and how you feel about the general shifting sands between East and West, and yeah, really where this battle may go. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Oh, let's get a sign out with both of us. Yeah, we're going to be Kupo. Yeah.
There we go.
We've got another 6 months of moving around, and we're really considering. Take it easy, bro. Nice chatting with you, man. Yeah, we're really considering after Malaysia just heading straight to Japan, getting on the ground.
Yeah, that's true.
Hopefully, like some 16 and 7 remake stuff. Oh, I haven't even showed them. Look what I found in a Unico. It's what I love about being in Asia. Like, if I saw something like this in the UK.
You can get them in the UK.
Can you?
You just don't go to enough.
Yeah, to be fair, I just don't go to a shop.
What's that you're going to get?
I mean, dude, in the UK, we literally have one game merch store. What is it, Planet?
Forbidden Planet?
Forbidden Planet. One store in the whole of the UK. Hello, old Clive boy. Old Ifrito. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Anyway, peace out, guys. See you on the next video. A very, very humid and sweaty Kupo.